Hey friends, it is Easter, and so as we do that, we are going to wrap up this pause project, at least for the time being. It may resurface a little while, but we have been looking at this kind of divine reading or Lectio Divina and been using a book by Maggie and Duffy Robbins called Enjoy the Silence. And so today being Easter, we're going to be reading our Easter text that we're going to be using in church. And we're going to be talking about Mary Magdalene's encounter with Jesus as we do that, coming from John chapter 20. And so as we do that, we are going to think about the ways in which we are moving into new territory and the call to do that. And so we're going to jump right in. John chapter 20, verses 11 through 18. But Mary stood outside the tomb crying. As she wept, she bent over and looked at the tomb. She saw two angels in white seated there where Jesus' body had been, one at the head and the other at the foot. They asked her, "Woman, why are you crying?" "They've taken away my Lord," she said, "and I don't know where they've put him." At this, she turned around and saw Jesus standing there, but didn't realize that it was him. "Woman," he said, "why are you crying? Who is it that you're looking for?" Thinking that it was the gardener, she said, "Sir, if you have carried him away, please tell me where you have put him, and I will get him." And then Jesus said to her, "Mary." And she turned toward him and cried out in Aramaic, "Rabboni," which means teacher. And Jesus said, "Don't hold on to me, for I have not yet returned to my Father. Go instead and tell my brothers, tell them that I am returning to my Father and your Father, to my God and your God." And Mary Magdalene went and told the disciples the good news, "I have seen the Lord," and she told them what he had said to her. Jesus gave Mary this kind of strange rebuke, right? Don't hold on to me, for I have not yet returned to the Father. Take a moment and imagine yourself standing face to face with Jesus after thinking someone had just taken him. And then all of a sudden, he is there alive. Everything that he had said and breathed and done now is this kind of proof that there is life and he has overcome it. And he says, "Don't cling to me because I have not yet arrived, or I haven't risen to the Father, returned to the Father." What are you feeling? Is it alarm or hurt or shame? Is it embarrassment? Like, "Oh, sorry, I got you." Fear or maybe wonder? Like, come on, what's going on? Probably confusion for me, but what was Jesus saying to Mary in awe and confusion, and all the awe and confusion surrounding the empty tomb? Perhaps he was telling her, "Mary, there's so much more to this story than you know, so much more to the picture that you don't see. You're standing knee-deep in the waters that go so much deeper. By clinging to what you know, you may miss out on what you have to discover." Mary knew Jesus as rabbi, as teacher. Maybe you have a friend, maybe you know him as a friend or a co-pilot or a get out of jail free card, or a person that you talk to about a youth group or during church or something like that. But then you tuck Jesus away, kind of back in that pocket that he belongs. Maybe he's a wise teacher like Yoda, or a compassionate companion like Mr. Rogers. But what if your desire to cling to what you know about Jesus is exactly what stands in your way of getting to know him better? What if Christ's desire is to introduce you to a whole new dimension of who he is? What if that desire to be more than what you know him now could change your perspective? And why are we so prone to cling to the safe and comfortable? As you sit comfortably and read these words, picture yourself looking face to face with Jesus. Don't hurry through this encounter. And then explore the landscapes of the empty tomb. What do you see? What do you hear or don't hear? What would you expect to hear? Can you hear perhaps the Spirit of God saying, "There's so much more than you know, so much more to see, don't cling"? As you journal or as you reflect today, try to figure out what that might look like for you. What might Jesus be opening you up to a bigger story? Where does God seem limited and where God might be doing a new thing today? There's this great quote by André Gide, French author of The Counterfeits, who says, "One does not discover new lands without consenting to loss of sight of the shore for a very long time." Where might God be working in your life today to bring new things about, that we might not cling on to the old but embrace the new? That when the days seem the darkest, they may even give way to new life. Thank you guys so much for being on this journey with me. Happy Easter.